Ahoy there, YouTube! I'm back again for another video log. It is December 9th, 2020. I hope you're having a great December, and I am about to unload everything that is going on behind the scenes and in front of the scenes currently at Bauer's Game Corner. I'm bringing it completely up to date because I have so many different balls juggling in the air. It's getting to be quite insane. I'm really burning the candle on both ends here. So the first thing I want to mention is that in case you didn't know, I am currently out of a job. I'm homeschooling my kids, but it's more virtual learning, so I'm not like super engaged. It's just I'm there when they need help and support. But right now, I'm really invested in Bauer's Game Corner, and I'm spending, tons and tons and tons of time, and that's what I'm going to be talking about. The first thing I want to mention is that everything is going to stay relatively normal. You're going to see a lot of different content and a lot of different things I'm going to be trying in the near future, but thoughts from the corner and reviews and unboxings and gameplays, those are not going anywhere. That is still the bread and butter, and that I just want to reassure everyone that while you're going to see a lot of different stuff, that is still not going anywhere. So another thing is, thank you very much for whoever was the Amazon associate person. So in the bottom of every single one of my videos, including this one, I have an Amazon associate. To purchase the game on Amazon and help the channel, click on this link. And if someone goes to Amazon and they buy anything at all, I get a very small portion of that. So if you went and you bought Cards Against Humanity, I would get like 15 cents or a quarter or something off that. But if you go and you buy anything else as well, I also get my bounty for that. So someone bought a $1,000 TV like a week ago, and I got 32 bucks off it. So thank you very much if that was you. And if you want to help out the channel, that's one way you can do it. Also, consider supporting the Patreon, because that's a nice, consistent monthly thing as well. Now, some other things on the behind the scenes that you're going to see is that I'm going to be doing some more Kickstarter content, and you've already seen the Kickstarter critiques. Those are something that I'm really leaning into very heavy right now, because I will show you that they are really driving a lot of viewership to the channel. And so yeah, let's see. We go to our monthly analytics, and you can very clearly see what my most popular videos for the last 30 days were. Kickstarter Critique ISS Vanguard. I posted this on Saturday, and it's already got 900 views. That is spectacular for my channel. We have the Kickstarter Critique for Bardson, the Kickstarter Critique for Etherfield. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Half of those videos are just coming up buco. So that is going to be a daily feature. But one thing I'm trying to do to help grow this channel is do the weird Saturday video, where I'm going to check out something else, not in the board game spectrum, but on Kickstarter, and do a critique for it. And I'm trying to broaden my horizons potentially, because if I could break into the tech market or the indie video game, media market, any of those sort of markets, that could potentially bring board game attention to a new audience that might, be, they've probably already dipped their toes into the waters of hobby games, but maybe I can help them, dip their foot a little bit lower by saying, you know what, maybe I'll check out this Etherfields. It looks pretty amazing. Something like that. Maybe I'm the guy that gets them to check out ISS Vanguard from, looking at holograms or something like that. I don't know. So that segment is going to keep going. But one thing is my Fiverr. I do a Fiverr, and for $100, I will do a Kickstarter video for you. And it's been relatively successful, but I just got one today. I'm very nervous about it. Silicone Saga. It's coming out, and it's a 32-page rule booklet, and I'm doing a skip the rules for it. And I will be brutally honest with you, I am nervous. All the skip the rules videos I've done before have been relatively light and simple games. So, whoo! That's one of the balls juggling up in the air, and I really just got to learn those rules and get it. I just got the game today. But also a little wacky story is somebody paid me, they lowballed me down to $60 because they were going to give me a Grinch costume, and they bought me a really nice Grinch costume. And had me do various different stuff for him, like steal Christmas presents. It had nothing to do with board games, but I got a really cool costume, and it was $60. That was much easier. But yeah, so you can expect to see more Kickstarter videos, because those also draw a lot of revenue and views towards the channel, because if the Kickstarter is big, and this one looks like it could potentially be big, it looks really, really interesting. That's awesome for the channel. So another thing I'm really excited to introduce is that we're going to start doing some content with my buddy Brandon, and he's been in quite a few videos before. He did my top 100 last time I did it. He also has done some convention coverage with me, and I go over, that's the one time I leave the house every week for sure, is to go to my friend Brandon's house and we play games. And We've been talking about it, and it looks like we're finally going to start shooting some stuff in his basement as well when we play new games. So it'll be kind of, I don't know if it'll be a spin-off from Thoughts for the Corner, or maybe it'll be something entirely different. Maybe it'll be Brandon's Game Corner, and I'll be his Z. He'll be the Tom, and I'll be the Z. I don't know. I kind of hope it is that. That sounds really cool. Then he can start asking for his own games. Brandon, get on that, baby. But I'm very excited for that because Brandon's personality is spectacular. His knowledge of games is also very good as well, and he played a lot of the older games, so that he brings a whole different flavor to the channel. I'm very excited to be bringing people onto the channel, and I'm going to throw this out there. If any of you would be interested in posting something on the channel, I don't know how exactly this would work. Reach out to me. Let me know. I quite honestly, that's a spectacular way to grow the channel, and I've never been against the idea. It just seems so. It seems like such a D-bag move to say, oh, would you like to create your own content, but then put it on my channel so I can monetize it? Because that's and I'm not saying anything bad about the Dice Tower. Absolutely not. I don't want anybody to say that. But for me to say that with 6,000 subscribers just seems, I think it kind of sounds like that. But at the same time, if you would be interested in that, if you don't want to have to set it up, or maybe you just don't want to have to do the part about the social media or the sharing the videos or something like that, I would totally be open to anything like that. So reach out to me, post in the comments, BowersGameCorner@gmail, anything like that, if anyone would be interested in that, because I would love to open up more content and more people on the channel, because I think it only brings out the better. I think it just makes everything better. I'm hopefully going to be getting a new green screen location. I'm very excited about this. This is some total behind the scenes stuff. I'm actually going to move the camera over here. So I'm going to try and create this area and put a green screen right here. So my green screen shots should look better, because right now I'm currently taking up and down my green screen when I shoot these green screen videos. I'm just making sure the camera is still in the right spot on me. And having a devoted place right there is really going to open up a lot of potential for some more interesting shots over here and over there, and I'm just excited to create that space. I'm also working on some behind-the-scenes stuff. I have this closet called the Kill Closet, where I just put all the games that I don't want anymore because I'm a hoarder instead of just giving them away. But sometimes you can't even, it's hard to give stuff away. But I'm going to be reorganizing that and trying to use that space, because that's another thing, a little behind-the-scenes thing that I'll talk about, is part of what I did before I really started investing a huge amount of time into Bowers Game Corner. Because, I've been off work since pretty much March, April, that sort of range, and I have not worked a day in that period. And yet, the quality of the channel really, for the first few months, it didn't improve. I improved some teeny tiny things, but it's mostly just been a lot of stuff in the last few months, and that's because I said to myself, I need to clean my house. I need to make it so that my house is clean, my family is happy, and I spent hundreds and hundreds of hours cleaning every single room in my house from top to bottom, and it was such a therapeutic experience. But then, now that I'm to that point, where everything in the house, and it takes me like 10-15 minutes to maintain and keep everything up to date up top, which means then I can come downstairs and be a mad scientist and try and throw all sorts of things against the wall and try and help Bowers Game Corner grow and explode. And I'm having just so much more time to do that. And that is so exciting, and that's why you've seen so many massive changes, and why you're going to continue to see some more as the Brandon's one. We're going to shoot a top 100 games of all time. We're updating our list. Last time I did 100, Brandon did 20. This time I think he's bumping it up to 50, so that is excited. I currently have 3 science experiments going, which I'm really excited to talk about. I'm going to shoot some videos about them. But first, I bought $60 worth of Amazon games, and I made tons of videos for them. I did gameplay videos, I did skip the rules videos, I did reviews, unboxing, all that sort of stuff. And I'm going to see how much money I can make back of that $60 over the Christmas period, because I'm getting those videos up first. And so I'm very interested to see how much is actually going to make back. I don't think I'm going to make $60 back, nowhere near it, but I think it will be the kind of thing that over time it will make its money back. But really, I'm interested to see what it does to viewership. You know, because a lot of these people that are coming from these target games, these mass market style games, because I'm not talking about like the hobby style games. I got like Neil Patrick Harris's solo game and like this really crummy party game. I got some blah games that hopefully will draw new people into the market. So I'm interested to see how many subscribers I get from those particular games, because those are going to be newer people to the hobby, which would be cool if I can snag them in that net at the beginning. I also have another experiment going on with skip the rules videos. So one statistic that I really started to notice was that I feel like there is a huge market for skip the rules videos, watch it played, whatever you want to call it, rules videos, for out of print but mass market popular games. Now, most of them have these already, but some of them do not. And so what I did was I pinpointed, I think I have like 10 of these games in my collection that I own, and I'm going to create skip the rules videos for them, and hopefully they do big. I'll give you an example right now. I have one of them right here. This is Bandu. This is a stacking game, a wood stacking game. I think I'm about to post this video right now, if I haven't already done it. And this, if I post a skip the rules video, I think is going to do very, very well over time, because there's not a video about it. And if my video can get, you know, a big enough lead over anybody else potentially considering creating a skip the rules video, they'll be like, what's the point? Because that's what I ran into. It was a brick wall as I'm looking for a lot of these games to make skip the rules videos, and I see, oh, there was one dude, there was one channel, and I saw it. They saw the writing on the wall, and they were like, whoa, I can make a lot of money with these videos. And so he just bought all of them off Amazon, and he did it, or she did. I don't know. I've never clicked on any of the videos, but great for them. But there's still some cracks that I can fill, and so I'm going to do a science experiment where I fill those cracks, and then I see the success of those, because these 10 games I do believe are going to be the kind of games that get played a lot over the holiday period. So I'll be able to really see the engagement with that. And then I have one more little science experiment going, which is that I purchased $60 worth of very cheap card games on Amazon, and I'm going to shoot skip the rules videos for all of those 8 card games. I think I'm going to do 7 of them. One of them was just Broom Service, the card game. It was so cheap that I just bought it because it was $5. But the rest of them were games that I specifically picked out for one reason or another, because, you know, maybe one was like the number 5 selling card game on Amazon right now. And if I see that this really cheap $8 potato slapping card game is one of the hottest selling games on Amazon right now on the entire planet, and I see there's no skip the rules video on that, I say to myself, wow, buy this as soon as you can, get that video up as soon as you can, and you can ride this wave come Christmas morning when everybody gets this. Everybody gets this. You know, that's my line of thinking here. And this experiment I honestly am very excited about. And this is what I'm saying. I have so many balls juggling in the air, and I don't know which ones are the most important to keep in the air. Kickstarter Critiques, absolutely essential. One of those every day. I need to commit to that. And I absolutely have to do the Fiverr because they paid me $100 to do it. So those are like 1 and 1A. But then other than that, which science experiments do I work on? At this point, it's kind of like which chips do I, which spots on the roulette wheel do I want to put my chips on? Do I want to really focus and lean on trying to upgrade the playlist system and see if that really has a big effect on that mass market crowd who like looking at one of my party game reviews and they say, oh, more party games? There's 190 party games? I didn't even know there was 190 party games. And maybe I get them in a Kickstarter loop. Maybe they buy one of those games on Amazon. You know, do I focus on that route? Do I focus on the old school videos that I think a lot of people are going to be playing? Do I focus on the new school ones? Luckily, I've already got the target science experiments for the most part out. I think I put out 10 videos about that. But it's really interesting. I don't know which direction to go to, and I don't have enough time in the day. And I was actually planning on keeping track of exactly how many hours a day, how much time a week I spend on Bowers Game Corner right now, because it is absurd. You know, but I'm so passionate and enthusiastic about seeing the channel grow. And I see this tiny window pre-Christmas where I can put in enough changes pre-Christmas. I can just hopefully ride this wave of new subscribers and viewership. And I'm trying to hit it. And that's the other thing. Oh my gosh, I should have led with this. But I have a new intro video, which is cool. So I have been torn on this for quite a while because It's about 50-50, honestly. A lot of people hate the intro. And then a lot of people know me by the intro and they say, I love the intro. It's just so quirky. And a lot of people, even when it got like worse and worse and it was like camera and camera and camera, they'd say, I love that. It just fits your personality so much. But I was like, I don't know what to do because I personally like it too. I thought it was kind of funny. But I bit the bullet, but I tried to mix the old with the new. And I got this guy to do it on Fiverr. It's not exactly what I wanted it to, but I paid $15. So I really can't complain. So check this out. What does that even mean, Bowers Game Corner? I like it. I like it. I personally like it. It is nice enough. That's what I feel like. I have another person who I hired 2 people at the same time because I think it was like $35 grand total. And I actually just used some of my Fiverr money that I already had still on there to do it. But yes, I like it. I like it. So, let's see. Anything else? I actually started a new segment. Very interesting one. I don't know how it's going to keep playing out, where I re-review my old videos. And so you'll learn about the game and what I thought of the game, but I'll be analyzing myself and my performance in the review. And then at the end, I'll break down exactly how the video did over its lifetime. So you can see, did it get popular? What made it popular? What happened with the thing? It really tells a complete story about the video. Very interesting, crazy, out there segment. That's why it's on Bowers Get Weird right now, but I think I'm going to do another episode of that very, very soon. Maybe one a week. I think that's a one a week type thing. And I think it's a little too weird for most people. Also, this is another one, totally out there. This is just a ball that I started throwing in the air, and I started 2 Facebook groups. A party game fanatics group and a children's game fanatics group, because I know there's the board game group, there's a solo group, there's a lot of different groups, but I feel like party games specifically and children games specifically are, you know what, I should change children's games to homeschooling games. That's what I should do. The homeschooling games channel. OMG. That would be great. Okay, I'm glad I'm talking this out. But yes, I've created those, and I'm going to post links in specific videos, like children's game videos. We'll have a link down there, and see if I can't grow that. Because what I realized is, if I could get a group that was relatively popular, I could, promote a lot of my stuff on that group. And that would be really cool as well. I also plan on more Board Game Geek engagement. I'm going to start posting more of my videos to Board Game Geek, but with the questions. So right now when I post them on Facebook, I'm like, oh, this episode of Kickstarter Critique got me thinking, how important is a main video for your board game, or whatever it may be. And then I try to get people discussing that around the context of the video. And that has seen some good success, but I'm going to start trying to do that in Board Game Geek as well, because I love Board Game Geek and I just want to try more people there. And then, last but not least, this is the last big one, and this is something that I invested a lot of time in right now, and this is, there's so much going on. I had this idea. That I think could be very popular, because as I look at more analytics and statistics and trends of my videos, and I'm really just buried behind the scene, I start to see small cracks in YouTube that I could fill, and if I fill those cracks, I will gain potentially a lot of viewers and a lot of attention to the channel, despite the fact that filling these cracks might not be my typical YouTube channel. The skip the rules thing, that's relatively new. That was a crack that I saw and that I still see and that I'm trying to fill. And I think there's going to be, I think the same way there's a huge rush of reviewers, I think there's going to be a same wave of this as well. If there isn't already, there might already be. Honestly, if it's not Rodney or a couple other people, I'm a little bit nervous. But I feel like if I start now and I do a good job, do a serviceable job, then my brand will start to get recognized, and start to get, eked into that discussion, because I am a really interesting case study in the YouTube reviewer world, because I'm not quite an OG. I'm not a Tom Vassal. I'm not a Man vs. Meeple. I'm not a Lance Undead Viking. But I'm just a couple years behind them. And there's not a terribly large chunk of people in that time period left. So my name is more well known than my subscriber count would go, I would say. And so it's really interesting for me to look at my statistics versus other people's statistics in different categories, because I get more views than a lot of these bigger channels just because of all the mass market stuff. Like, just because Clue, Apples to Apples, Monopoly Junior, Skip-Bo are getting me 600 views every day. So it doesn't look the same, and it's really interesting to me. But wow, this is a very loquacious. Lance is rubbing off on me. This is a very loquacious way of saying I'm creating a series of videos that rank spin-off board games. So right now, I just shot the first one yesterday. I'm in the process of editing it. I'm really hoping to get it up soon and shoot another one tomorrow. Because tomorrow's my off day. Because my schedule that I do right now, behind-the-scenes stuff, is I do 2 Kickstarter critiques in a day. And then I will post the one for that day and the one for the other day, and so that next day I can focus on skipping the rules or Fiverr videos or playlist stuff or all sorts of different things like that. And so this video, I think, could potentially be very popular because I think it will tickle a lot of the right algorithms, and no one has done a list like the list I'm going to do. I also have very specific buzzwords that I'm going to be putting in the title of the video that I think are really gonna just tickle the YouTube underbellies. I'm very excited about it, and it's another stack of chips to push in the middle, but honestly, I think this could be the biggest one I do. Like, Kickstarter Critique, I see as being like a long-term, really steady, like, nice incline. This, I think, could just be like a huge viewerships, not because of me or the fact that I'm a well-known personality, just because of the nature of the content that I'm making, which would then, even, increase this spectrum that I just talked about, how me being a YouTuber is so much, my review channel is so much weirder than a lot of other review channels just because of the amount of mass market stuff I cover. And it's weird. It's weird, but yeah, that was a lot. I loaded a lot there. That is my vlog. Woo, that felt good to get off my chest. If you sat through that, thank you so much, and let me know what you think of the channel. And if you have more ideas, give them to me. Give me all the ideas. I have unlimited time. I need to get back. Oh, but there you go. As always, thanks for your time, YouTube.